Good morning, students. Today we are going to start Geography second chapter from class 6. The name of the chapter is Globe, Latitudes and Longitudes. Before starting this chapter, in your textbook also we have a story. Let us discuss about the story first. After that we will go according to the topics. The first story which is given, story of two friends. One is Rita and one is Rahul. Rita is in India. Rita is in India and Rahul is in Germany. Rahul is in Germany. Rahul is calling to Rita. The time is 7:30 p.m. or 7:30 in the evening. Rahul, who is residing in Germany, he is calling to Rita at 7:30 p.m. in the evening. But Rita was sleeping at that time. In India, the time is 11:30 at night. So this story is given to make us realize the difference of time in our world. You can see 4 hours gap is there. Gap means India is advanced, 4 hours advanced than Germany. How this is happening? What are the logics behind it? We are going to study in details about the story or about the mystery of this time gap in this chapter. First topic in this chapter is globe. Globe means replica of Earth. Replica of Earth. The Earth, we cannot see Earth, the total Earth, the full body of the Earth by our open eyes. So we have the replica of Earth which is called globe. Here we can, you can see here, I have the globe in my hand. You can see how the Earth looks like. We have made the replica of the Earth to have the knowledge about the Earth's rotation, Earth's revolution, or everything which is happening regarding Earth. We have made this globe to study about the Earth in details. So the definition of the globe is replica of Earth. Now the question is the globe is giving us total information about the Earth? The answer is no. The Earth or the globe is not giving us a detailed information about everything, because the globe from outer observe or outer look, you can see it is only looking like the Earth when it is looked from the space. When the Earth is watched from the space, how it looks, just like that the globe is also giving us the idea about that. But small details, where the town is, where the place is, which type of mountains are there, which type of plateaus are there, detailed information, geographical information which we call, these are not given in detail in this globe. So this is one disadvantage of a globe. And the next thing is, you cannot carry it. The globe is a heavy thing and you cannot carry it in your pocket. So it is also a disadvantage of the globe. So this is all about globe. Now our next topic is latitudes, longitudes and places on globe. Let me write the topic. Latitude and longitude. Latitude and longitude. Before starting latitude and longitude in detail, we have to study them together. How they look like. Here one topic comes which is called grid. Actually I am drawing one shape of the Earth. You can see some lines are drawn parallel to Earth, and some lines are drawn vertically. So these parallel lines are called, the imaginary lines which are drawn from east to west or west to east, they are called latitude. And the imaginary lines which are drawn vertically, that means north to south or south to north, they are called longitudes. And this total network or total latitudes and longitudes are creating a network here. This network is called grid. This network is called grid. Now this grid, latitudes and longitudes and the network of the earth is called grid. Now the next thing is, here you can see the earth is divided into two parts by latitude and into two parts by longitude. Let me discuss this in next image. Here I will draw only the latitudes. Several latitudes are there. I am drawing. So here you can see these are latitudes which are drawn from east to west, east to west. The middle one is known as equator or 0-degree latitude, which is known as equator. Now this equator is dividing the earth into two hemispheres. The upper part of the earth is called northern hemisphere and the lower part is called southern hemisphere. Just like this, if I draw only the longitudes, here is also one middle longitude which is called 0-degree prime meridian, 0-degree. This is dividing the earth into two hemispheres here. The eastern part is called eastern hemisphere and the western part is called western hemisphere. Now the importance of latitude and longitude, they are important because by these grids or by these networks we can locate any place easily, because each and every latitude has its significance, has some names, and longitudes also has their equal names. When they are crossing to each other, their meeting place is regarded as the location place. At that place, which country is located, which place is located, we can locate them easily just by knowing the name of the longitude and name of the latitude. Right? Our next topic is important parallels or important parallels of latitude. Important parallels. Here I am going to draw again the parallels. The middle one is 0-degree, it is called equator. Middle one is 0-degree, it is called equator. We have more important latitudes. North to equator, the first one is 23.5 degree north, it is called Tropic of Cancer. And just in the south, 23.5 degrees south, it is called Tropic of Capricorn. 66.5 degree north, which is called Arctic Circle, and 66.5 degree south, Antarctic Circle. And the last one, which is called 90 degree north, North Pole, and 90 degree south, South Pole. These are important parallels of latitude. But total, we have to know total number of parallels. We have 181 total numbers. 181 parallels are there. 90 in the northern hemisphere, this is 0-degree. This is, apart from this 0-degree, 90 are there in the northern hemisphere, 90 in the southern hemisphere. So 90 and 90, 180 and 0-degree. So along with 0-degree, total we have 181 important parallels. And the name of the parallels are also given here. Now, these parallels are creating important heat zones. These parallels are also important. They are creating heat zones. Heat zones. Now, how these heat zones are created? If I draw sun here, I am drawing sun. Suppose this is sun, this is earth. Now you can see the shape of the earth is spherical, right? So total earth is in front of the sun. The total shape of the earth is in front of the sun. But only because of the size of earth, the sun rays are somewhere direct, somewhere slanting. They are called slanting. That means they are not falling direct. So the places which are getting direct sun rays, they are much more hot than the other places. So these places which are near equator, right? Near equator, we have three zones, three heat zones: torrid, temperate, and frigid. So, torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Now, which are torrid zone? The places from equator to Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north, and in the north and in the south, 23.5 degrees of Tropic of Capricorn. So the places which are lying between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, this is the place which is getting maximum sun rays throughout the year. So this is called torrid zone. Torrid zone means extreme zone. The next is temperate. That means from in the northern hemisphere, from 23.5 degree north, that is Tropic of Cancer, to 66.5 degree north Arctic Circle. This place, and in the southern hemisphere also same, 23.5 degree south to 66.5 degree south Antarctic Circle. So these two places are called temperate zones. These two places are called temperate zones. Why they are called temperate zone? The meaning of the word temperate means moderate, not too hot, not too cold. Because the places are getting sunlight but not direct sunlight, slanting, that is why the atmosphere is present here, not too much hot, not too much cold. That is why these two places are called temperate zones. And the last one, that means from Arctic Circle to North Pole and Antarctic Circle to South Pole, this place is not getting sunlight that much. That means half of the year they are not getting sunlight. If the North Pole is getting sunlight, because the earth is when it is rotating, it is slanting, right? That is why when the North Pole is getting sunlight, the South Pole is not getting the sunlight. So 6 month day, 6 month night, this type of ratio is going on in these two places. But these two places, which the 6 month sunlight which they are getting, the sunlight is not direct sunlight, it is slanting sunlight. That is why they remain cold throughout the year. That is why these two zones are called frigid zones. Now the next important thing is, so we have discussed about latitudes. We can see here, we discussed about some important name of the latitudes, and total number of latitudes, as I told you, 181. And the importance of parallels or latitudes are significant because they are helping us to locate any place easily. Also, they are dividing the earth into three heat zones, and these heat zones are also described. Now let us go to the next important thing, that is longitude. Longitudes are the imaginary lines which are drawn vertically from north to south or from south to north, right? And each, we know that one circle, full circle consists of, or it made up of 360 degree, one full circle. Now earth is also a full circle. So in each degree we have one longitude. In each degree we have one longitude. That means we have 360 longitudes. The number of longitudes are 360. In each degree we have one longitude, right? So the imaginary lines which are drawn from north to south or south to north vertically, they are called longitudes. Now, like latitudes, we also have one 0 degree longitude. 0 degree longitude. This 0 degree longitude is dividing the earth into two hemispheres. One is eastern hemisphere and one is western hemisphere. And we have total 360 longitudes. Clear? Now importance. What is the importance of longitude? The importance of longitude is that it helps us to avoid time confusion or the confusion of time. The first question which I discussed, or the first story which I discussed, we saw that there are 4 hours time gap. So what type of logic is behind this? Why this 4 hours gap is there? In longitudes will help us to sort out this type of confusion. Now we know that if this is sun, suppose this is sun. Now we know that there are 360 total number of longitudes, right? 360 longitudes are there. Now the sunlight, for the first time, it's facing towards one longitude. Because the earth is also moving, because the earth is moving on its own axis, so after some time this line will go beyond that part and next line will come in front of the sun. So the sunrise are taking some time to cross from one longitude to another longitude. They are not coming together in all longitudes. The direct sunlight experienced by one longitude, and there is a time gap. After some time the next longitude is coming in front of the sun. So sunrise and sunset are not happening at the same time throughout the world. There are differences. So that is why the difference of time is also there. Now one math is there. In your book it is given. I am sorting it out. How much time is taken by the sun to cross one longitude, or from one longitude to another longitude? We know that 360 longitudes are there, right? 360 longitudes are there. And remember one thing, in very junior level we have learned that the earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation, right? So for one rotation it is taking 24 hours. 24 hours means, I will multiply with 60 to convert it into minutes. 1440 minute, right? So in 1440 minutes the sunlight is crossing 3 individual longitudes. So to cross from one longitude to another longitude, we will divide it into by 360. The answer is 4. So 4 minutes, only 4 minutes. So to cross from, or to travel from one longitude to another longitude, the sunlight is taking 4 minutes. That means if the time is, suppose here 4 in one longitude, it is 4 AM. That means the next place is maybe 4 minutes fast or 4 minutes late. Which will be late? Now the topic is why 4 minutes fast or 4 minutes late will come. We know that the sunlight in this image you cannot realize it. Suppose we know that the first sunlight which touches our earth from east in the morning. So if the sun is here, then the eastern part of the earth is facing first the sunlight, right? Now if here is 4 AM in the morning, that means the next place which is going towards it is 4 minutes late. That means here it is 4 and 4 minutes. So 4 AM and 4 minutes. The next thing is, it is advanced or late, we have to decide it. The point is east and west. In geography, this east and west are very much important. We know that the sunlight crosses the earth from east to west. The earth is moving west to east, but the sunlight is crossing east to west. So the places in the east are called positive, and the places which are in the west, they are called negative. That means whenever we are going to look, tell the time, or we are going to calculate the time of any place, we need to know in which hemisphere the place is. If the place is in eastern hemisphere, then we are going to count it in advance. That means according to the distance in advance it will be counted, and in the west, the places which are in the west, it will be counted backward. I am giving example. Suppose the prime meridian or the main 0 degree meridian, here the time is 6 a.m. Now the question is locate the or extract the time of, it is 0 degree, right? Now the question is extract the time of 15 degree east longitude and 15 degree west longitude. That means these two places are different. One will come eastern. If this is 0 degree longitude, eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere we have discussed earlier. So the eastern hemisphere will tell us about the place which is in 15 degree east from 0 degree prime meridian, and one place is 15 degree west. So we can see, suppose this is the place and this is the place. Two different places are there. So we have to extract the time of these two different places. Now we already have the time of 0 degree, which is 6 am. Now the question is, one is 15 degree east and 15 degree west. Now 15 degree mean I told you in every degree we have one longitude. That means here we have 15 longitudes.